Hi everybody, today I'm taking a look at The Game of Life, first published by the Milton Bradley Company way back in 1960. Since that time, every decade it has been overhauled, updated, and reimagined by a number of companies. Today it's Hasbro's property. It's also part of the Smithsonian Museum collection of American history, and in 2009 the game got inducted into the American National Toy Hall of Fame. So if you've ever played a board game, you've at least heard of it. It's the first roll and move that attempted to portray a person's life journey through early adulthood to the age of retirement. It's all about jobs, accumulation of wealth, growth of the nuclear family, and some of life's other possible random events. It's a fairly materialistic depiction of the world. In the end, the winner of the game is simply the player who has the most money. So why look at this game now? Well, I'm always interested in video or computerized implementations of classic board games, and the version of Life that I want to feature here is now freely available to play in a pop-up window as long as you have the internet, so why not? So what we have here is the 1998 Hasbro PlayStation Enhanced version of the Game of Life. And by the way, I'm still working on some classic war game reviews, but I really don't have a lot of free time these days, so this video is another one of my reserve content pieces I've held on to for a while. Anyway, life is still good? No? Life is unpredictable. Life can be fun if you know how to play it with the right people, or maybe even against a computer. There are even a few strategies you could try that might optimize your chances of winning in the end. And since I'm an older guy, I think I know a thing or two about some of life's secrets. I've been around, so I'll share some of these tips with you here today. Let's begin. So obviously life is a luck fest, but I think the main appeal here is that your trip across the board will tell an interesting story. In this game, you're supposed to come of age in the 1950s and retire in the 2000s. So I've stitched in some extra music here to add a bit of immersion. So we'll start. So there's a funny little title screen here with the stereotypical animation of the period, I guess. Game of Life. Play the. So anyway, you just select the options, new game, and then go for enhanced. So the difference, well, what that means is that the yellow squares, the life event squares, incorporate a game show type, like fun guessing sort of aspect that did not exist, obviously, in the regular board. Select your character, and then I'm going to add computer players 5. That's the hardest way to play solo. Another thing that distinguishes this version of Life has to do with the payouts, like the payday. If you land direct on the green squares, your salary comes out of another player's bankroll, whereas if you pass the green square, it will just come, the money will come from the bank. So there's an extra sort of screwage factor to make up for the lack of share the wealth cards that appeared in earlier editions. So if someone had a windfall of cash, you could just drop a share the wealth card on them and they would have to split it with you. So Richard is going first. There's a little contest to see who goes first here. It's not insignificant. You can see Richard gets a payday already. And since he landed directly on the square, you can see he'll make a selection to attack Lee there, take money out of the other orange. So I'm going to go the career path, spin the spinner, get a travel agent. It actually matters what occupation you get as well. Travel agent's not a bad one because you don't have to pay for the vacation squares. Like other things you can be also have benefits, like the police officer. If you spin a 10, you don't have to pay the $5,000 fine. So I landed as weird. I also landed on a payday square, so I get to choose who I take my payout. So I'm going to go with Richard, so he doesn't really benefit from his payday, or he doesn't get the maintain his lead now. Yeah, it's also important to remember that, or to be aware that life is essentially a racing game too. So it is important to spin high. Like, I mean, that's a preferred result on the spinner because you get to retire before other players, and that results in free spins, which can result in money. There's like a low risk retirement option and a high risk retirement option. Also, if you're in the lead, you get first pick at the houses, and I think that you should probably go for the cheaper ones. If you're last in the order of progression, then you could get stuck having to buy an expensive house, and depending how you spin, you can overpay, right? Another thing that's important is as you can see here, I think it's Patricia spun a term paper result in the college track, which is terrible because the college track, yes, you get 3 random pokes basically at drawing an initial salary, so you have a better chance of getting something not terrible. I actually got unlucky. I got a 30K, but still, going the college university track doesn't guarantee you a high salary. You just simply have more chances at it. Combine that with the fact that it's a longer track and there's a couple of dead spaces on it where you don't only lose a turn, you lose the next turn. So you're far behind other people potentially if you get unlucky, and you're also start in a hole. So I don't know, I just don't think it's just potentially not worth the reward. And you might think, well, I got a 30K salary as a travel agent. That's terrible because other occupations can pay up to 100,000. But there are a lot of blue squares in the game that give you an opportunity to trade your salary, trade it out for a different one owned by another player. So that's another, take that element to the game. And also there's like a night school option where you can re-roll or respin your occupation. So I got a life event here and got a bit of a payout. Also, yeah, you should buy the stock. It costs 50K, and then you get to select a number 1 from 10, and whoever spins it, you get a $10,000 payout, and it's usually worth it in the long run. So you get to Lee, I think it is, who's already at the point where he's getting married. He's coming of age early because he chose the career path. You can see, look at how much money he's accumulated, 270, whereas Patricia's still probably negative, like 40,000. Gets another payday there. If the leader gets a payday, it's fairly significant because he can always pick on the person in second place, and that's a good way to expand your lead further. Another thing to keep in mind too is in life you can never, well, at least in this version, you can never share a space on the board. So if you run up to a line of cars, and it's not like your result will skip over those spaces. So, if I'm last in line and I spin a 2, well, I'll actually bump ahead of all the continuous line of cars to land on the next available space. So that's significant because if you're bringing up the rear, the other players can be covering good stuff, right? Like, so it's often advantageous to be out in the lead, and you certainly don't maximize your chances of doing something like that if you choose the college path. So we're all at the point where we're getting married. You get a gift from the other players. So this is Lee. He's doing all right. But here, this is, if he was the travel agent there, he wouldn't have to pay for that trip cross country. Richard's going to spin. So he moves through the 50s. Stop, get married. It's funny that in the 50s and early 60s, everybody got married. Times have changed. I don't think, well, I don't know. I don't know how many, people in their 20s these days actually get married. What percentage of, it used to be everyone did, but it's probably not the case these days. So it's my turn. Still stuck with a low salary, but I will buy a number here. I'll probably just choose the 8. You can see I don't have a big bankroll. I'm still stuck with a fairly small salary. I also made a mistake here. You got to be careful. You can't actually buy 2 different things at once. And I noticed this earlier, like it'll only record, it will seem like I purchased auto insurance as well, but that's actually not recorded. It will only count the first thing you buy, so I did get the number. That will become significant later. I didn't notice it though. So when you buy stuff, just do one at a time. Next turn, maybe if you want auto insurance, buy the auto insurance, or how homeowner's insurance when you get there. See, 30K. Only I gotta fix that as soon as possible. I'll pray that I land on a blue space, or I can go to night school. I admit you won't win the game with high player count contest if you're stuck with a low salary. I mean, the odds of that happening are very, very low. But hit with taxes as well. IRS burning money. So Kevin's going to spin in the white car. Has to pay out to Ivy. So he's buying, or he's getting married? No, he's buying the house. He's the first one to buy a house, I guess. And see, he got unlucky there. He overpaid for the 2-year house. I always go for the cheapest option. Live cheap. That's my motto. Never live beyond your means. Surefire way to build debt, which is something you always try and avoid. So here's a big spin for Ivy. He's got to pay the 5,000, but those high spins are good. She gets married. And then she's going to collect a present from everyone else, 10,000. Spin again. So she, I don't think makes a lot. So she's going to go to night school and choose to be a doctor for 90K a year. See, Patricia is like minus 113,000. Other people are, way ahead. But that's the college path for you. She's going to be an accountant, get 80K, so it's respectable, but it's still not as good, obviously, as some of the two other ones, 90 and 100. So Lee, don't drink and drive. Okay, so he's going to get a 30,000 for that. So he's going to get a payday. I'm not in the lead, so I don't have to worry about being targeted. I know he's going to target Kevin. The leader's around 300,000. So here comes Richard. Oh, Richard won the lottery. 50,000. That's something that I've never done. It's funny though, where I work, there's two different people have won a substantial amount of money with lottery tickets. It was years ago, like maybe 20 or 30 years ago, but like the one guy, I mean, they still have to work. It wasn't millions of dollars, but back in the day, I think one guy won a car, and then another guy, furnished his house with like winnings from a lottery ticket. But I buy them occasionally if the jackpot gets really huge. Other than that, no, not so much. Anyway, so we have, is it Kevin? Yep, he's. No, I don't have the payroll to be targeted. Computer is smart enough to always bash on the leader when it comes to those payday screwage situations. So it's really hard for anyone to run away with the lead. So who is this? Ivy with the baby boy? Patricia still has a sizable debt. Here she comes. Oh, that's the second turn she's lost. So, yeah, if you rack up lost turns, it's the worst thing that can happen to you in this game, in my opinion. Beach house. I got a fair price for it. Lee did. Buying homeowners insurance is normally a no-brainer, but if you're playing the computer multiplayer like I am, it's so competitive and difficult, and the scores are tight. It might actually be one of the few things you can do to get an edge, like maybe risk not getting homeowners insurance, even though it's not advisable, because there's a few spaces that can really screw you over towards the end of the game. Like there's a tornado, you can damage your house for 6 figures, or floods and stuff like that. But if you anticipate tight final scores, I mean, that could be your edge, just like gambling hardcore. So I'm going to spin here. 4, that's not all. Am I buying the house here? Yeah, see, I always go for the mobile home. Hope I don't overpay for it. Just spin. 60. Fair price, I guess. Hopefully I don't have a big family. Yeah, as I was saying, like the gambling aspect of this, I read on Wiki the original version of the game had a strange sort of option towards the end. Instead of like a millionaire's estates where you can either lose a lot of money or gain a lot of money in retirement, they had something similar, but if you thought you had very little chance at actually coming in first, you could take that gambling track and you go into a spot where you get one chance to spin to become some sort of like tycoon millionaire, and if you get the result, you win instantly, and if it doesn't work out for you, you lose. Right towards, so it kind of made the game come right down to the end, or it gave people like a last sort of desperate throw of small chance of winning no matter how far that they were behind. I also read too that earlier versions of the game had spaces where it just like kicked you back, like you had to, go back really far on the track, and if you landed on the wrong square. Obviously, they got rid of that, which is probably good. There's a payday here. And Lee's going to take money from Kevin. They're up to 700,000 already. I am not at that contender. I'm probably around where Richard is, around 200 if that. Oh, he's going to have a baby boy, so congratulations. You're going to get gifts from other people. Do a spin. You could actually double, triple, or quadruple your payouts too if you continuously spin a 10. You'll notice at the bottom that was the multiplier. Result, yeah, I'm lagging behind here. I've got to make something happen. Here we go. This is it. This is what I'm talking about. So this is probably the best, advice that a person can get for this board game. So I have 30K salary and I can exchange it with someone else. You'd say, okay, just take Lee's. No, you don't want to do that, because the way the computer players play, they will always take that from you. They'll always go for the 100. So the better play is to consistently hold the 90. You're safe. Anyone else who lands on a blue will take that 100K off you. And it's not uncommon to not even get the payout before it's taken from you. So with 90, you're safe. Always take the 90 salary. Here's another payday, a direct landing. So yeah, that's I just proved my point. Watch. Yeah, I think she took it. Or no, sorry, she just took her payout at someone else there. It wasn't me. But if someone lands on the blue, that's what I was trying to point out. I got confused there. Sorry. Spin a 1. No one wants to spin a 1. You can see money flying out the window though for Patricia's wedding reception. 10,000, even back in the 60s. That would have been an expensive reception. Lee at 683,000. And also, when you spin high, you can cross multiple paydays in one go. So that's another reason why you want to. Oh, he's got a double. That was a good payout for him. Is it Richard's turn now? He's got to make up some ground here. He's got a payday. Oh, he's got twins. So then you get 2 spins. There you go. I think he got a double on this first spin too. So he doubled what he... Oh, I got a 10. Have to pay the fine. But here's a good payday for me since I'm making good money as a travel agent now. Tripled my salary. Must have been doing well. So I'm going to play one of life's little games. Spin to win, spin to play. 20,000. Take it. Should have closed the gap on leaders there by about 200K because I crossed 2 greens for sure. So someone else landed on a payday. I don't think it's going to be me that gets targeted. I'm at 375. Oh no, Lee's at 800. But I'm chipping away. Things are looking up though. I have the second best salary. Still lots of time left. Ivy, what's she doing? She bought a big screen TV for $5,000. Wow, that's expensive. If you're the salesperson, you don't have to pay that. You get a discount maybe, or maybe you don't have to pay at all. So we have, is that Patricia? 10,000 for the honeymoon. And I think she just paid for her wedding reception too. So Lee is doing well here. He has another kid, baby boy. 9,000 from everybody. And we have Richard. Two, three, four. Oh. Oh, he gets another stock. That's great luck. Sometimes if you land on that square, you'll have control two numbers. Although it's very hard to keep them because there's another couple squares, one at least, where it says stock market slumps and you have to surrender your investment number. 5,000 per child for daycare. Don't have kids, so I'd prefer to have kids. She was on one of those merry-go-rounds. Remember those things? I don't think they're in parks anymore. They were on every playground back in the day before people cared about safety. Everyone would fly off them and get hurt. Yeah, those they're gone. I think. I don't think you see those on playgrounds anymore. Those old merry-go-rounds. Another payday. It's not going to affect me because I'm at 4 and Lee was at 7 still. So I mean, 300,000. It's still you can still make that ground up. I'm not sure how exactly, but it's not impossible. Look at that, Patricia, 13,000. See, and car accident. I don't think she's insured. Missed a couple turns. Went to college. Had debt. And she's a doctor too. I think she makes 80K a year. Well, someone's going to get a CPR merit badge. I think that's Lee. So he got the revenge result. So whatever he wins from skunk money, it's going to come out of... Oh, he got skunked though. That's unlucky. Richard with the 2 numbers. He gets a payday. Ring the cash register. See, Lee's getting attacked here. 800. I need to cross a payday here. 1, 2, 3, and no, that's not going to do it, I don't think. Oh, no, I landed direct on it. Good, so that hurts Lee again. So he's going to 2 paydays back to back. I'm going to target him, or whoever's in the lead. Payday, I might have enough to pay last month's bill. Who is it? Kevin's got 627, 760. Yeah. See how fast he got reeled back? He lost 200K there, and I'm at 631 now. That's what kind of makes this game interesting. Right when you think you're, dead in the water, you can roar back with some good fortune. Although Lee's doing well in the white car. Ivy, what's she doing? Art auction, oh, overpaid for some art. The artist is the one you want for that square. I don't think you pay that fee. Patricia spins a 3. That's her number. It's a payday. I still don't think it's me. I think it might be Lee still. Let's see who she sit. Oh no, Kevin. It's getting close though. I mean, I gotta be within 200K. He enters the 80s. Beauty contest for his kid. He's got 3 of them, I think. 3 kids. The girls I grew up with, almost all of them had multiple kids. Almost like every single one. Like if I think to the girls I knew in kindergarten, at a very, well, yeah, pretty early after high school, they all started having kids. I would say the average was 2, and then some even had 3. Whereas the guys that I grew up with, not all of them even got married. Some have kids, some not. Most of the people I grew up with, though, they did. I'd say over half remained married. So they're ahead of the average, I think, in that regard. Being happily married, as far as I know. Yeah, there's no divorces in this, separations or anything. That would have been too politically incorrect back in the day. Cannonball. This was the hardest game because it's like a memory, and if you have a crappy memory like me, I got the 20. I kind of like memory games, even though I'm horrible at it. I think it's just kind of funny. I mean, that's one thing that obviously kind of goes away as you get older. That's what I've noticed. Most of all, short-term memory just goes out the window. So Ivy, she's gonna get a C. I'm safe with the 90. She took the 100K off Kevin. So that's why you take the 90 if you're playing computer opponents. If you have, human people at the table, it's probably not as simple as that because, people want to get revenge and screw over people who have screwed them over. And I forgot to also mention as far as the physical game, we had a copy of this at work, and it got played fairly regularly when times were slow, not just on breaks. I think I mentioned before, I had a job where I was actually a supervisor at it's a desk job. It was basically a bookkeeper for the Federation of Students for a university, and my position was attached to the information desk in the main sort of campus building that faced the public. It was open 24/7, so there's always people there. So yeah, when I worked, I had, for many years I had the most time in, so I was the shift supervisor. So you could game on the clock. I didn't care at all as long as the staff helped patrons when they came up to the desk for a question, but that wasn't every minute of every hour. So we would play board games and all the time, and life was part of the collection. I wouldn't say it was played the most, but it was borrowed. People took it home or whatever, and finally it just collected so many missing pieces and got smashed up and destroyed eventually. But yeah, it did get play. That job was pretty good for gaming, that's for sure. So Ivy, it's Valentine's Day, so she spins, and Safecracker's a fun one. She got a quick 50 out of it. Patricia, she's doing better now that she's got a better salary. She missed out on having kids? Looks like it. Same as me. I don't like that when I play Life. I want to have a family, but sometimes that's the one drawback, I guess, to consistently spinning high numbers. Usually when that happens, you blow through that part of the board where you can have kids. There's that one corner, that one loop, and then later on there's an opportunity to adopt twins. But after that, I think that window is closed. Richard's got a whole carload of kids. 664, not bad. It's probably middle of the pack. We'll see here soon enough. Ooh, he's got to pay $25,000 for tennis camp. If you're the athlete, you don't have to do that, obviously. So I'm gonna spin. Is that another payday? I passed it. But this, getting up there, 729. Now they can afford the huge slab of rusty metal sculpture thingy. Great. So I may be within 100,000 of Kevin, who must be in the lead with 800. So yeah. What happens to him here? Tornado. He's got to have insurance though, no? Yeah, he did. I didn't see the money flying out of his pocket. That's why you buy homeowners insurance. So Ivy's gonna get a payday. She's right behind me. That's gonna come out of Kevin's pocket, I think. No, Lee still. Patricia's still lagging behind here. Finally, she rolls a big number. She's gonna get a payday. That's not gonna come from my wallet. I'm at 7. So yeah, I'm within about 100,000 now. After that, Ivy's making up ground now too. Finally, Lee adopts some twins. Let's see if he can roll big here. 2,000 plus 7,000 for me. So that could have been way better. Richard's turn. Oh yeah, here we go. See, that always happens. He had 2 numbers and wasn't able to keep them. I'm not sure I've ever seen a player keep 2 numbers towards it, like until the end of the game. It's so hard. What happens to me here? Whoa! TV game show winner. Nice. There we go. Now I might be in the lead. Things are looking up finally. I've only known one person that was on a game show. She was in the back of like a cash cab trivia type thing with a group of friends. I think they made some money. I remember seeing it on TV though. It was crazy, just, to see someone, on a TV contest. I think she was in Toronto when she did that. Learn sign language. Oh, the treasure chest is a good one. So it's Patricia now roaring back. Right in the sun here, it's getting really hot. It's going to turn into a big sweaty ball here soon. I forgot to mention that if you play this game, it actually is a bit slower. I've got the computer turns at 1.5 speed. My turn is like normal speed. I found that by doing this, I cut like I cut about 28 minutes off the total runtime of the video. So just know if you play this yourself, it will probably seem slower, the action. $862. But Richard is going to $35,000 for a family portrait. Wow. I can do without a family portrait. I'm not sure what the formal rules say about like how many spaces. I think, do you max out at 4 kids? If you get a result where you don't have enough space in your car, that just doesn't count, I guess. I think there's only 4 empty seats in the back of a car piece, if I remember correctly. Kevin, see that? He's over $1 million. $1,058,000, I think it was. Oh, 30, sorry. These golf carts, it's just crazy. This university, not the one where I used to work at, but the one that I live beside, I come on campus to make these videos. This is the only university I know of where the grounds people, they can't walk even 10 steps without using like a golf cart, and it just like rattles and beeps all over the place. I don't know, when I was in university, the groundskeepers just walked across campus. These guys. Okay, let's see. Now we're kind of on the home stretch here. Definitely probably about 2/3 of the way. And Lee is going to buy a sports car. $25,000. He's having a midlife crisis, I guess. That's something that I'm to be honest, I don't think that affects me. I've accepted just getting old, kind of embrace it. I stop caring after a while. Why would you let it bother you? It's a losing battle. You drive yourself crazy worrying about that. Okay. But I can't imagine being an actor or an actress in Hollywood. That would just... there's always someone younger and more cool. So what happened here? Wind up losing some money. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I actually thought I bought homeowners insurance, but I tried to buy it on the same turn that I bought a stock number, and if you do that, it won't record whatever the second purchase is, even though it looks like it goes through on the screen. So that's a tip if you're actually playing this version. You got to buy them by one thing at a time. Otherwise, it won't record it. So if I wind up losing because of that, I'm going to be pissed. Because I would have bought it. Oh, did I get targeted? From a payday finally? I was in second and Kevin was in first, maybe. There is also, you can access a information screen where it has the current standings. I didn't remember to do that in this game. I kind of fell into a rabbit hole actually with this video game. I don't know why, honestly. I'm weird. I just like old school games, and it kind of brought back some memories. So I played this quite a bit, and this is just a screen recording of just one of the games I played, and it so happens that I don't recall accessing the information screen even once in this playthrough. It has like a zoomed out version of the board where you can see where the cars are, and then there's a further information screen that has like people's total bankroll if you want to see that. But look at Patricia, over $500,000 now. She was dead in the water in the early 50s. She just got out of college, but now she's making up that ground quick. Here's a payday. We'll see where I am here now. So I'm at 822. The leader's at 1. Yeah, so kind of plateaued here. I've got to find some sort of boost. You would think that I could make up some of this ground because I do have the second best salary in the game. Here we go. Whoa. Finally, a shoe that ties itself. A Nobel Prize. Okay. That was lucky. That's just what I needed. Maybe they mean Velcro. Have tattoos removed, 100,000. That may put me in the lead because that cost Kevin 100,000, and I might have been within reach of that. We'll see. Ivy's getting up there. Their taxes are due. So Patricia's making up ground. Oh, I'm at 900,000, so yeah, I'm right in the ballpark. She gets another spin at Life's Little Games. Safecracker. 75, not bad. I'm neck and neck with Lee. What happens to him? He gets a 1. Oh. I actually hate that square. Having to buy a log cabin. Too bad it's a dry lake. I'm not, yeah, I just... Nothing wrong with the outdoors, but that's something that I wouldn't do. As a young kid, like, we used to go to a cottage. Our family member had a cottage, and so it was what you might imagine, like very rural and everything, fishing and stuff, everything that you would imagine. But so now, fast forward 20 or 30 years, like once I got to the like high school age, and you get part-time jobs and other stuff, you're busy. I didn't do that type of like weekend like mini vacations or whatever breaks anymore, and so I never really had an opportunity to go back and visit. And then So one day I got curious to see, it's been several decades since I've seen this place. I wonder what it looks like on Street View. And it was like unrecognizable, that area. It was a town, like a full-blown town, paved roads, houses all jammed together. So yeah, it was no longer what I remember. It just, it's sad. So if you own that cottage country 30 years later or 20 years later, it's gone. And one more thing related to this, like I'll never forget this, and I swear this is true. I was wondering if you guys had ever seen anything like this. One time, just for the hell of it, I was looking at real estate listings, and there was a lakeside lot listed with a picture, and this was like in somewhere up in northern Ontario. And I kid you not, the listing said, the price, and it wasn't cheap. I don't know, like a few $100,000. It said currently underwater, and it was like literally the property was currently underwater. Like the lake had flooded. Even had like a picture of like this disgusting muddy swampland, but you could still like speculate that in 500 years it could be something that you could develop. It was crazy. It was laughable. Like I wonder if anyone ever bought that, like swampland. Or actually, it was worse than swampland. It was like literally under 20 feet of water, right? Like, would you like build a dam or something like that to access your property? People with a lot of money do it, I guess. So, where are we now? Across the payday, under the bridge. That looks like a bad result. No, spin again. Crossed a couple paydays, so I'm probably in the lead now with this total. Consistent high spins will get you there. Like we're trading. Yeah, we're on the home stretch now. The 2000s. So Lee is going to get the best salary to close the game out. Patricia made up so much ground. You notice that? She's so far behind on the track, but she's at 900,000. So she had a lot of windfalls in her life. Yeah, that money came out of my pocket too. So. But I think that's the best scenario you can hope for if you're playing the game of life competitively. You want, like, there's a lot of games like that, right? You don't want to be the leader necessarily until the very last part of the game. And you sort of catapult into the lead before other people can do anything about it. It's like being second place in the final lap of the Daytona 500 or something. It's like the best position. So we have Lee and they're around 1 million too. Sailboats. It's another thing I don't really do. I'm not a water sports guy. Can swim, but I don't know. Just never had the opportunity to take up those type of hobbies. So only have a few spins left. I'm over 1.1 million. I wanted a big number there. I get another Life's Little game here for visiting a war memorial. Okay. What's the game? Safecracker. Don't want to be too greedy here. 10. 10. Maybe if I get 20, I'll take it. Take it and run. Take the money and run. Because, I thought there'd be 5s. Oh well. Still better than 10. So Kevin is very close to the end, you would think. He's on the home stretch, but is going to take a European tour. Wow, that's going to cost him a lot of money. Never been to Europe, never been across the pond. I always thought I should see all of Canada. I haven't even done that. I don't know. If I live to retirement age, I think I would make sure I see all the important parts of Canada, and then I would try and see all the important parts of the United States. I'm not sure if I do South America. Can't really think of spots in South America I would want to see. Nothing against it. I don't know enough about it. And then only then I think I would feel the need to see Europe. I always consider this though. Isn't it weird though? With like high definition TVs, like you can see stuff better on a big screen TV than you could with your own eyeballs in some cases. And what I mean by that is, like, I know people who have been to the Louvre, a couple of people actually in France, and they went to see maybe Mona Lisa or, I don't know, Starry Night or something like that. And they couldn't really see it clearly because there's so many tourists between them and the painting. So you're better off, watching a documentary and seeing it up close and high definition. I guess that's one way to look at it. Same thing with sporting events, though. You don't have the atmosphere of the crowd, but how much is that worth to you? Okay, so is this the last turn? It's got to be close. I can see the finish line, and I got a spin again result because Kevin is in front of me. Spin again doesn't work if you're in first place. Otherwise, yes. Am I going to win the race here? I do. I get to retire. So, because I have a high, bankroll, it makes no sense whatsoever to retire to millionaire estates. The play is Countryside Acres. Make other people gamble if they're behind you in total money. It's really hard to come out ahead in millionaire estates. I wonder if Kevin's going to do it. No, he's going to go Countryside Acres as well. You'll see though, once one of these other computer players that's farther behind retires, I'm willing to bet at least a couple of them will go there, and you'll see just how difficult it is. Oh, did someone have to send their kids to college? That's killer. Also, it's advantageous to retire first because you're immune from those direct payday situations. If some other player lands on payday, you're retired. So they have to pick on someone else. Everything else is in effect though. Like I still think you get your investments from other players' spins, but yeah, The green squares can't roll back your money. So we have Richard. He sponsors an art exhibit for 125. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, that's killer. Killer if you're not the artist. That late in the game? What a vanity project. So, yeah, I kind of came out ahead of Kevin there. Once people start retiring, the pace of the game speeds up, right? You're not spinning for everybody, so. Game's gonna wind down here fairly quickly. 5 minutes left tops. So, what happens? Oh, he has a midlife crisis and has to change his career. They have quite a bit of money though. He's over $1 million. Ivy's lagging though. Just because I'm a clown doesn't mean you can pay me funny money. Patricia, yeah. Ooh, he's got 1.2 million. This is beneficial too. After you retire, you want to see the other players get crappy spins, because obviously the longer you spend in retirement, you can keep making these spins and widen your lead potentially. 20,000 with no risk exposure other than the minus 5,001 result. But I want to see did you see that? I should use that insult. You're gonna scare the fish off with your body odor when you go fishing. Wow. These up to 1.3 million. Patricia 1.1 million. Oh, that's another bad one. You don't want to be getting your tattoos removed. I'm sure, I'm at 1.7. I should have a comfortable lead. But oh, the baby's wearing dentures. Skunk money. It came out with 30,000, they did. Richard's a millionaire. He's gonna spin again. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're a couple spins away from ending the game. 1.17. Oh, these trips. Inflation too affects everything, including that travel tourism. Like, what was it, last year maybe, or 2 years ago, I had to stay in a hotel in Toronto, and I hadn't done that for a while, like several years, and almost knocked my socks off how expensive it was to stay in a fairly nice hotel downtown Toronto one night. That had to be well over 300, maybe closer to 4 after tax. Small little room, nice, but it was like right downtown where I needed to be. But and also I did like a walk-in type of booking. I think if I had booked it in advance, it would have been less expensive. But I'm just saying it can be very expensive. I don't know how people pay for vacations these days. Lee finally retires. I bet you he's going to go to Millionaire Estates. Yes, he does. We'll see how he fares. And I think Ivy's going to do this. Or no, who is this? Richard? Richard's going to do the same thing, I bet. Yep. Because they're quite a bit behind me. And I got, that's not what I need. Lost money. And Ivy's going to not finish. She pay a lot? Oh, that's, you don't want that right towards you. Party for the Grammys. This is the grannies, not the Grammys. So she can see the finish line from there. Well, no, she's still got to round the bend. Arbor Day. You're experiencing male pattern defoliage. Yeah, I know what that's like. So here we go. Oh, he's going to double. He's going to double a minus 50,000. That's the problem with Millionaire Estates. I got a 5. Kevin gets a minus 5. Ivy's about to retire. There's that one space before retire that like you 20,000 times like a spin for collecting a pension. That'd be a good one to land on. So it's just Patricia now. She actually has quite a bit of money here. Gets another 30. These are the gamblers, just... Oh, Richard got 50. I'm playing it safe. What do I... Give me a good result. 35. Take it. Kevin. 40 for Ivy. Come on, Patricia. End the game here. Oh, she pays Kevin off with the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So she's going to get 30. She's going to go play it safe. Oh, and here's the final score. Ivy is in 6 with 1.05. Lee, 1.244. Richard, 1.282. Kevin had no kids. 1.413. Patricia had no kids. 1.6. And Goldsack, the winner, 1.8. No kids. I would have preferred to have kids, but I'll take the victory. I don't know. It's fun. It's okay. This game is good for. Well, I think it would entertain and occupy the attention of like younger folk, and can be fun for parents to play with kids. And I sail off into the sunset. Yay! Well, anyway, there you go. Should give this game a try. It's a good time waster, time filler, free to play. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more content coming soon.